Good morning, people. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Believe it or not, people, I think this could be self-isolation day 70 something. I think it is. I think it might even be 80, you know. We have been locked indoors for nearly 3 months now, so it might be 80. Massive thank you once again, and a big shout out to Adam, Noah, and Coyote for being on the very first Addy and Friends. We actually filmed that on Sunday. I just had so many issues with the sound. It took me a while to get it sorted, but thank you to them. Again, I know I've sent all the emails, guys. I've seen them all. I know a lot of people want to be on the next one. I will email everyone. I will take my time to email everyone and just to tell them where they are, like when they are going to come on, if they want to come on. I do have the next 3 guys for Saturday. I think I'm going to do it on Saturday. I would love a lady to get involved, please. Again, I've said these things. I don't just want Brits. I don't just want middle-aged Brits. I don't want that. I want everyone involved. So I want ladies involved. I definitely want people from America involved, people from around the world. I know I've got people from Croatia and Germany and Thailand, from all over, Nigeria that watch. So let's get involved because, again, we all have difference of opinions. And I don't just want a viewpoint from middle-aged Brits. I don't. So if you are at home and you're thinking, don't feel comfortable to come on, just come on. Just come on, man. You're at home. It's Zoom. It's easy. And it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Especially if you are someone that maybe wants to start a channel. It's a nice way to get yourself a little bit of promotion. Really? I don't know how many people are going to watch it. But, you know, it's just good to get on camera anyway, regardless. So make sure you get your emails in. All right, I've not done Today in Boxing for a few days, have I? That's lovely. I'm not joking, that is lovely. All right, let's see what we've got story-wise that we can just rant about for 20 or so minutes. That's all I do, you know, half of these stories. I'm just ranting. All right, what's our first story? Okay, here we go. ERROL Spence, I don't like American guys, back in Fury instead of Wilder. I kind of get what he's saying, if I'm honest with you. I do. If an American was to come over here and fight our champion, so if it was the reverse, right? Someone's come over here and fight Joshua Fury, and the British fans were singing or backing Wilder, or any American coming over, I would feel like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I don't get too patriotic with boxing. I don't. I just have my favorites, which is true, actually. Like, for example, when Terence Crawford was fighting Amir Khan, I'm a Terence Crawford fan. I'm not just going to switch over because Amir Khan's fighting him. I'm a Terence Crawford fan. So I guess if you're a Fury fan, and you've always been a Fury fan, regardless of the fact that he's coming to your backyard and now fighting your American, if you're a Fury fan, you're a Fury fan. It'd be stupid for you to just switch over all of a sudden and say, no, I'm a Wilder fan. I think in boxing, you've just got your favorites. I tell you, I had a massive dilemma, when Gennady Golovkin fought Kell Brook. Massive. You guys know I love both. I love both. And I was like, oh my God, what? Stop the fight. Stop the fight. I actually wanted the fight to be cancelled. I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see Kell Brook fight Golovkin, because I knew Golovkin was going to bash him up, and I didn't want to see that. Plus, I actually didn't know who to support when I was actually watching the fight. Because, yes, I'm a huge Golovkin fan, but I was a massive Kell Brook fan before. So it's weird. But yeah, I try not to be too patriotic. I will always support, though. If I'm not a massive fan of either, I think I would always support the Brits or the Nigerians, for example. I would. But if I'm a big fan of any boxer, I'm just a fan of that person, regardless of who they're fighting and what country they're from, if that makes any sense. What's this? Bob Arum, if Whyte presses for Fury's shot, I'm sure WBC would make Fury franchise champion. Yeah, we've spoken about this before. We're probably going to touch on it further down the line. I'm pretty sure we're going to have the story about Dillian Whyte suing the WBC. I think that'll be there. It's going to happen. There's no doubt it's going to happen. The only way that doesn't happen, and I'm talking about Fury being elevated to franchise champion, is if Fury doesn't accept it. right? That's the only way. I mean, Canelo accepted it. Loma accepted it. Will Fury. That's the only way. But from what we're hearing, and I hope the story is below about Whyte suing the WBC, I feel like they are going to be sort of pushed into a corner whereby they might just say, okay, look, here, take it, and Fury go up to franchise champion. We'll see. I hope that doesn't happen, because it does make... all they're doing by this franchise championship is just devaluing their belts. That's all they're doing. That's all everyone's done, right? The only body that doesn't really do that is IBF. All these guys are just devaluing their championships by doing this. These regular belts, these interim belts, these international belts. It's just devaluing what it means to become a world champion, as far as I'm concerned. Again, I know what it means in terms of sort of the rankings. I fully understand, by the way, what it means behind the scenes in terms of how it elevates a person's purse, how TV are more interested when there's a belt on the line. But from a fan's perspective, it just devalues the belt. 2 seconds. Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley believe Fury is making a big mistake with Wilder. Okay. I think they're going to say this, to be fair. Bradley was fully on Deontay Wilder beating Tyson Fury. I've said it's rolling the dice again. I've said this. But the fact is, he's contractually obliged, unless he vacates, right? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He doesn't want to give, or I think he mentioned something like, why would I give Wilder step-aside money when I know I can beat him? Tyson Fury, on his worst, I think beat, but got a draw with Deontay Wilder on his worst, right? Coming off Sefa Safiri and Pianeta. At his best, and I think we saw that, got rid of him in 7 rounds. There's no way Tyson Fury is getting into that rematch, or the trilogy fight, underestimating Wilder, but he must be going into that fight thinking, dude, like, I was coming off a near 2-year layoff, had a couple of gimmies, and beat you. Then I had, I was coming off an Otto Wallin, Otto Wallin caused more problems than Deontay Wilder. So Tyson Fury, I don't think he's underestimating him, but I think Tyson Fury is going into that fight super confident, whereas Wilder isn't. So as much as I think it's a bit of a roll in the dice thing, a bit dangerous, I mean, I still in the end of the day think that Tyson Fury will get the job done. I hope, just because I do want to see AJ Fury. But again, we'll talk about a bit more of that in a minute. Oh, this is interesting. I saw this. De La Hoya. We will now return in late July with future of boxing Virgil Ortiz. Now, that's what Boxing Scene says. But the actual tweet from De La Hoya, and I'll put it up now, is a bit more than that. He said, because Ryan Garcia turned down the opportunity to fight, we will now turn, then it goes on to say, we will now return in July with the future of boxing Virgil Ortiz. And that future of boxing is definitely a dig at Ryan Garcia. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. This Ryan Garcia De La Hoya thing, they've had issues before, right? And then Ryan Garcia signed a contract. This is the bit that confuses me. Obviously, he signed a contract. I remember he bragged about the financials of that contract, didn't he? So surely he's getting that per fight now. No? Someone want to explain that to me? Or is it because they're doing boxing behind closed doors that they've just asked him to take a lower amount? But if he's contractually signed, but if he's signed to a contract that agrees a certain amount, I don't know. Where do we stand with this? I'm a bit confused. I don't know. Is Ryan Garcia, like I always talk about Ryan Garcia as being this guy that if he's half as good as they think he is, he becomes a pay-per-view star. But has his fame on social media, has his fame on social media crossed over to ticket sales yet? Because this guy obviously has like millions of fans and millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter and now YouTube. Has that crossed over to ticket sales? Like, is he bringing that over with him? Or is they just staying over there? I don't know. One thing though that he said that I agree with, future of boxing, Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz, very good, very talented. Doesn't get spoken about enough for me. He could go on to do way better things than Ryan Garcia anyway. And hopefully, by doing those better things, he does generate some interest like Ryan Garcia's got right now. But yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen with Oscar and Ryan Garcia. All right, this one's so silly. Progress, sorry, and Hooker going separate ways. Can't agree on weight and money. This is so weird. I know that Prograis, let's call him Prograis for now, please, was willing to go to 143. I think Hooker wanted to push it a bit more to 145. And because of that, Prograis was like, okay, we can do 144, but I want way more money. Not way, but more money, right? I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I want more money. Remember, Hooker has fought one fight, I believe, at 147. So he's comfortable at that higher weight now. He's a big guy as well. It's in the height difference. What I do find strange is that these guys had a press conference. They done a face-to-face. You guys all seen it. So you're doing a press conference announcing a fight, but we've not even agreed properly on weight and money. What was agreed back then at the press conference? Was it 140? I'm guessing it was 140, right? But this is just strange. It would have been a good matchup. This shows like £1, because in my head I'm thinking, why can't Hooker just move down £1 and go 143? This shows every pound counts in boxing. So when you see these guys sort of jumping weight to weight to weight, like honestly, we've seen it, right? Guys that just jump, be suspicious. I don't wrong. Some people are freaks, but be suspicious. We've got two guys parting ways here because of £1. £1. Like literally, Prograis saying, no, I'm not going to go up to 144. That's crazy, right? Don't you think that's crazy? Or was it just me? Maybe just me. Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo Alvarez fight next seems unlikely. This is quite sad. I'm a fan of Billy Joe Saunders to an extent. I don't like some of his antics, but I think he's a bit of a character. But this guy was probably this close to fighting Canelo before COVID-19. That close. Okay, now, like literally, although it wasn't a done deal because there was no contract signed, it was pretty much done that Billy Joe Saunders was going to fight Canelo in May, the date as well, by the way, and chance of beating him and making some serious money. And not only did COVID fuck you, it now seems like if Canelo is coming back, your name's now not even in the mix again. I mean, has he missed his shot completely? That's crazy. I do hope that he gets the opportunity. I do. But if he doesn't, I mean, I'm not going to feel sorry for him because there's Callum Smith out there. There's a Chris Eubank Jr. rematch out there. There's Demetrius Andrade out there. I don't know if Eddie Hearn can get either of the Charlos, by the way. I mean, I think both of them, one of them would go up to 160, one of them would go up to 160. Like, they would both take the fight. There's fights out there for him. Danny Jacobs is now 168 pounds. There's so many fights out there. I mean, do all those fights bring the money that Canelo brings? No. But a couple of those fights, in my head over here, when crowds return, could be pay-per-view events. They could be with decent money. So I can't feel too sorry for him. It's not like he doesn't have options. All right, what have we got next? Okay, Caleb Plant. Team Benavidez is dodging me. I want to fight David. Yeah, I like that fight. What is that? WBC and IBF. I don't think David Benavidez is dodging Caleb Plant. I really don't. I mean, let's get real here. I mean, I like Caleb Plant a lot. I think he's a good boxer. I really do. But I think Benavidez, I personally think, is a better boxer, and I actually think I would side with Benavidez to beat Caleb Plant. So I don't think they're dodging him. I hate when fighters say this. I think fighters know deep down it all comes down to money, right? Like Team Benavidez probably just wants a bit more money. That's all it is. So that nowadays, in boxing's terms nowadays, that equates to a dodge. And sometimes it's not a dodge because, again, sorry, no one's going to convince me that David Benavidez is scared of Caleb Plant. And I rate Caleb Plant, I do, but you're not going to convince me that Benavidez is scared of, I don't think Benavidez is scared of anyone at 168. In fact, I think Benavidez will go to 175 and scare some people. I really do. So I'm not having that. Fingers crossed they make that fight. They should make that fight, right? Again, it's not that difficult to make. Both fighters are fighting on PBC, but we'll see what money's on the table right now. This might be a problem going forward. Money for a lot of fighters is going to have to be reduced, right? I mean, Fact. A lot of promoters have mentioned it. Bob Arum said it recently. Eddie Hearn has said it. Dana White in the UFC, but he already reduced his money, have said it. Fighters are not going to make what they used to make pre-COVID. It's just different times now. So a lot of fighters are going to have to kind of rein their egos in, a bit like Ryan Garcia. And look, you got to know your worth. Don't get robbed, right? You don't get shafted, but you've got to kind of be realistic and say, all right, there might not be no crowds. TV money might be down. Let's kind of just make the fights happen. Make the fights happen, and let's kind of build towards the back end of 2021 when everything starts to go back up again. Because it's going to take about a year for it all to go back up. All right, what's this one? Fury promoter. Whyte should look at his promoter, not the WBC. Why do they say Fury promoter? Why didn't they just say Frank Warren? In fact, let me click into this story. Is it Frank or Bob Arum? Okay, yeah, Frank Warren. Is it Eddie's fault or is it the WBC's? Because it's not like Deontay Wilder, during that time when maybe he should have fought Dillian Whyte. It's not like he fought a Matchroom fighter, you know? I mean, why would Eddie not want Dillian Whyte to take on Deontay Wilder when it was Dominic Breazeale's turn or Luis Ortiz's turn? Maybe the issue was, even around that time, a lot of the conversation was Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. And maybe Eddie was pushing that so far that he almost forgot to push Dillian Whyte as well, if that makes any sense. And now it looks like he might be doing the same, right, with AJ, Tyson Fury, rather than completely put all your effort into pushing Dillian Whyte. Right, forget AJ for a second, right? We've had all these announcements about terms being good. Forget all that. Just put all that effort you're doing in going to the negotiating table for AJ and put all that with Dillian Whyte and the WBC. And I do think you could force this fight to happen, or you could make it happen. If there was no, let's be honest, if there was no AJ, so AJ didn't exist, right? Dillian Whyte, the way, can you imagine how the effort that Eddie would be making for Dillian Whyte to get that WBC shot? Did I say W? I thought I said W, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know, man. I don't think it's fully Eddie Hearn. I do think it's the WBC, right? I mean, you can't blame Eddie Hearn for the WBC. If the WBC came out right now and said, yep, Dillian Whyte has his shot, and basically F AJ, nothing much Eddie can do. I think the WBC is just a bit of a disgrace. All right, Jonah Carroll hopes to secure a fight with Carl Frampton. That would be a good one. That would be a good fight. I think Jonah Carroll might be too big, you know. He outsized Scott Quigg. Scott Quigg ain't that small. Carl Frampton's smaller than Scott Quigg. Carl Frampton's a better boxer, but Jonah Carroll looks like he's just fresh, isn't he? He's just fresh. I mean, the only loss is that Tevin Farmer loss, right? And that was a good win against Scott Quigg. Yes, it was Scott Quigg at the end, but regardless, it was a good win. I don't know. It's a good little scrap, that. I don't know what's going to happen with Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring. In terms of fighters coming over now, is it going to be more difficult? Are they going to try and do fights with guys that are in the same country within Europe? If they do, then Carl Frampton, Jonah Carroll's a good fight. For Carl, though, it's like, what am I getting out of fighting you? All I want now is big fights. He's spoken about Jamel Herring, which is a big fight because there's a title. He's spoken about Leo Santa Cruz. Jonah Carroll offers zero, right? It's zero. It's not even a big financial fight, so can't see that happening. All right, what else we got here? Oh, hello. This is the bit, right? Dillian Whyte takes legal action against the WBC. All right, let's speak about this. Funny, I did a video, didn't I? You guys watched the channel, you know I did a video saying, I mean, is he going to sue? Like, what can he do? Like, legally, what can he do? Well, he started to do something. What is he actually suing them for? Or what's he taking legal action for? I'm confused. We're in June. They said that he will get his shot before February 21st, 2021. So that's what, 6-7 months away. I mean, unless he knows something we don't know, which is a lot in boxing, surely you wait until then. If you don't get your shot by then you take legal action, right? It's confusing. I'm guessing he already knows, you know, I mean, his manager's a very smart guy. He already knows that there is a plan for Wilder Fury, then Fury Joshua. He must know that. He's got wind of it and he's not accepting it. Again, all this for me does is force the WBC to upgrade Tyson Fury and give Dillian Whyte the legit belt. It's not a regular belt, it'll be the legit belt, but for me it will be a belt with question marks all over it. That's all it does. It's got to the stage now where I just would like to see him fight Tyson Fury. I don't know why I'm starting to kind of edge towards let Tyson Fury fight Deontay Wilder and then give Dillian Whyte his shot. Let Dillian Whyte have a shot. And when we say give Dillian Whyte his shot, Dillian Whyte ain't no bum, you know. Like, I feel like we say it, like, I'll just give him his shot. Like Dillian Whyte's the top 15 guy. Dillian Whyte's a top 4 heavyweight. Right, the Ring Magazine have him as the number 3. He's a legit bloody guy. I mean, Tyson Fury doesn't embarrass him or walk through him. That's a tough fight. Give him his shot and maybe let AJ do Pulev. That came out wrong. Fight Pulev. Then maybe if Chisora fights Usyk, fight the winner of that, which I think will be Usyk. And then I know it sounds like we're waiting a long time, people, but that might be the only way it works. It might be. And then to be fair, whoever comes through that minefield, right, to meet each other in the final, I mean, that is the 2 best, without a doubt. Without a doubt, right? Because there are some people out there that think Usyk can beat Joshua. There's some people that believe that Dillian Whyte can beat Joshua. It's not, what I'm trying to say is that it's not like in stone. For me it is, but for some people it's not in stone that AJ versus Fury is number 1 versus number 2. I believe it is. But some people believe, well, wait a minute, Dillian Whyte could. So whoever comes out of that mix, so Wilder versus Fury, winner fights Dillian Whyte, AJ versus Pulev, winner fights Usyk, I'm guessing. Then the winner of that fight the winner of that. I don't know. What do you think? Bullshit? You just want to jump straight to, yeah? We just want to jump straight to AJ Fury, right? So do I. After all that, so do I. I take it all back. But on a serious note, I don't know what can come out of this legal action, or what can come out of it. It's strange, and I can imagine the WBC, even if Dillian Whyte doesn't get his shot before February 21st, they can say, well, look, can we be honest with you? Boxing did stop for like 5 months because of coronavirus, so that's pushed it back as well. So this is going to be interesting, you know. This is going to be interesting. The WBC have come out. I think Mauricio Sulaiman did, was it a sit down or a Zoom interview with, was it IFL TV? Was it Sky? I can't remember who it was. Might have been Boxing Social. Or was it Pep? I can't remember who it was. But he did say that Dillian Whyte's going to get his shot. And I'm pretty sure in that interview, he said Dillian Whyte will get the shot before AJ Fury. So why are we suing him? Unless he knows that Mauricio Sulaiman was chatting absolute crap, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't know, guys. I wait to see what's going to happen with this one. All right, let's wrap up with a few very quick bits here. So I don't know if I'm going to timestamp these bits. Ricky Hatton backs Tyson Fury to beat Joshua. That does not surprise me. Come on, he's not going to say AJ is going to win, is he? Look, a lot of people are saying that, to be fair. A lot of people are saying that AJ is an underdog here. And it sounds like he's a clear underdog as well. That surprises me. Underdog, yes. Clear underdog? Don't make mistakes, people. Anything else we got here? Rigondo on Inoue and Daenerys. I want them. Do they want me? Sorry for Rigondo. I just feel it's up, man. He's 40 years old. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Abner Mars, I have basically every 130 to 135 pounder wanting to face me. Do you? Well, don't know about that. Frank Sanchez. Do you guys know about Frank Sanchez, the Cuban boxer who is clearly about 47, but he's saying he's 20-something? I've asked to fight Michael Hunter. All I've heard is crickets. Why would Michael Hunter fight you? Like, what value? Like, some of these boxers say these things, As like, oh, Michael Hunter's ducking me. What value is there in Michael Hunter, who many people now believe is a top 10 guy, maybe only a couple of fights away from getting in the world title mix himself? Why would he fight an unknown Cuban who can clearly punch like a mule, who is not even in the top 30 yet? No, like, come on. It's just not worth it. You don't do it. All right, final story. Marco Huck eyes heavyweights. I want to fight the likes of Tyson Fury. Marco Huck. Let's have a quick look at Marco Huck's record. Marco Huck fought Povetkin, like, I'm going to say about 6 years ago, and got beat. Unfortunately, like, it's weird how he said the likes of Tyson. He just went straight for the biggest name, right, or the best out there right now. 35 years old. Okay. His last fight was against Nick Guivas, which was a no contest. I don't even know why it was a no contest. I don't know. Got stopped by Usyk, got beat by Bradis. Yeah. There was a time I thought he was the best cruiserweight. Those times when he's fought like Afalabi, but his time's up, 35. When was that Povetkin fight? 2012. Lost by majority decision. Should have stayed with it then. Should have stayed, went straight back down to cruiser and continued. Yeah, Marco Huck is not going to make a name for himself in the heavyweights, unfortunately. And he certainly isn't getting Tyson Fury. But then again, Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin got Tyson Fury. Peace and love, peeps.